we're going to do a little bit of midseason awards, Nebraska edition. Let's start with the offense. We'll do MVP and most improved on the offense, and I guess I'll start. So MVP of the offense, I think it's pretty obvious at this point that you got to point to Heinrich Harburg, because Heinrich has just stepped into a role that wasn't his at the beginning of the year, and he's taken care of the ball, and he's given a little bit of life to that side of the ball. So I think it's just obvious at this point that Heinrich is the offensive MVP. He stepped in, he's won the job, and it's gotten to the point in the press conferences, even with Rule, where it really feels like even Rule is sort of conceding to the fact that, yeah, we're going with Heinrich until it's not the hot hand anymore. You know, like there's no controversy anymore.
Yeah.
So it's Heinrich to me is the offensive MVP. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you hit the nail on the head. He came in at a time when the hope was at an all-time low, 0-2 to start the season, losing again. You forget people were legitimately kind of talking about, like, you know, the Northern Illinois team, they might be good. They beat Boston College. Like, can we even move the ball? Our defense is going to be fine, but can we even move the ball? And ever since then, like, it's been the Heinrich Harburg show, not doing some flashy stuff, but, you know, just consistent and taking care of the ball and, you know, running the offense in a way that is enough to win games. For the most part. Michigan is just a big old asterisk because they're just a good team. But yeah, so definitely Heinrich on the offensive side.
So offensive most improved. I made this award almost specifically for this player, because everyone's harping. Any criticism you hear of the offensive line this year, what have you heard? It left side of the line, Turner Corcoran, left side of the line, Turner Corcoran. Yeah. What have you not heard? You've not heard Bryce Benhart's name. And at that position, at the tackle position, it's a little bit like long snapper in the sense of, like, if you don't hear their name, it's usually a good thing. And so I think Bryce Benhart is the most improved member of the offense right now, because that right side of the line has been relatively consistent. And he was on the same level as Turner Corcoran in these last couple of years. I mean, they were neck and neck for bottom two tackles in the Big Ten. And so I really just think shout out to Bryce Benhart for the improvement he's shown. He's taking to coaching really well, and that's important for us, because if he was playing at the same level as Turner right now, we would be in trouble. Yeah.
No, you're right. That's a good call. And mine is kind of hard, just because it's kind of hard because he didn't play at all. But just from the starting point of not having any playing time to seeing, like, the tenacity that he plays with and the competitive edge, there's so many things that this guy does that are not things that are flashy and not things that you see and notice. But Travis Fedoni.
Bro, you said his name wrong, bro.
I know.
on purpose. I get it now. I get it now.
No.
I'm the stupid one.
Yeah.
Okay, Travis Fedoni. Yeah, Thomas Fedoni.
Yeah, Travis Fedoni.
Travis Fedoni.
No. Thomas Fedoni.
Yeah, he's a good pick. Yeah. Most improved, yeah.
Dude, the way he blocks, and
yeah, he blocks well.
He blocks so well.
Yeah.
He's so well. And he's busted a couple really big runs that, like, just on those kick out blocks, and he blocks well down the field. He catches the ball well. He finds a way to get open. He's going to have a very bright career. I hope he keeps on that ascension, because he has the physical set to really be probably one of the best tight ends we've ever had, as long as he keeps going up.
No doubt about it. I mean, there's a long way to go, but I agree with that. I mean, a long way to go as far as getting him involved. Talent-wise, I think he's there. I mean, like, talent, he's...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but you just... I saw a compilation of Brock Bowers highlights of all of his college highlights the other day, the dude from Georgia. Dude's just such a monster. I mean, then they find lots of different ways to get him involved. He's not just catching one type of route all the time. So, yeah, I agree. Fedoni is definitely warranted with most improved. I think an honorable mention in the same vein as Fedoni for offensive most improved is Alex Bullock, just because we haven't seen him at all before this year. And he's really come through for us in a couple of big moments, and I think that he also plays with a lot of tenacity and deserves a shout out. So yeah, that's the offensive awards. Let's go ahead and go with defense. To me, defense is going to be a little bit more diverse in who you could pick, because there's a lot of dudes who you really could pick. But as far as defensive MVP, for me, it has to be the polar bear. It has to be Nash Hutmacher, because he's the unsung hero of the defense. There's been a number of times this year where 3rd and short, 4th and short, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, where he blows up the entire play just by not moving or moving forward a foot and just like clogging up the entire middle of the line, and then everybody else can make a play. And it won't show up on stat sheets. That's how it is with defensive tackles. He won't, he probably won't even be top 5 most tackles on the team this year. But I think as far as just having a solid, reliable nose tackle in this 3-3-5 defense is very valuable. So I think to me, he's the MVP of the
No, absolutely. There's not even really a I was same.
Yeah.
That's the only one that really comes up as like being the MVP, just because of like everything you said.
Yeah.
And you take a guy that like you could also say is most improved, even though I'm going to go with somebody else, but because he had been written off really like, oh, another bust of the Scott Frost era. Nope. He came to play, and he's been developed into a really good D lineman that is causing problems. So
absolutely, most improved he could definitely win that award as well. But to me right now, it's just, man, he's the MVP because that everything stems from the front in football. Pretty much everything stems from the front. There's other players you could throw out there. I think John Bullock is playing really good. I think before Deshaun Singleton got hurt, he was playing like the type of guy who you could put at MVP. But he hasn't been involved since then. Obviously, same with Luke Reimer. You could maybe even throw Omar Brown in there. Omar Brown is in every play. It feels like he is a part of every play. Gift too. That's why defense is hard to pick this MVP award, because there's a lot of dudes left and right who are just in every play.
Yeah.
So most improved. Do you have anybody that comes to mind first off the bat with most improved? Or
absolutely, I do, and it's Tommy Hill.
Okay, yeah.
That dude went from a complete liability on the defensive side of the ball to the point where last year they were just trying to get his speed on the field somewhere, so they put him back on kick return where he couldn't really make all that big of mistakes. That dude is a legitimate defensive back now. He is playing well. He's having fun. He just has a physical he has the physical attributes, and the coaching is starting to come around too.
Yeah,
they've done a really good job, and he's done a really good job of working on his weaknesses and coming out the other side.
Yeah. No, that's a good pick. He's an athletic freak, and he's starting to play loose. He's really starting to play loose. So I like what I'm seeing out of Tommy Hill. For me, most improved, I look again to the D line, but it's sort of that hybrid. I believe that it's a jack linebacker, they call it, but Jamari Butler. Jamari Butler has been on the team the last 3 or 4 years. I remember watching him since 2021, been included, but he's always been the guy that everyone said has lots of potential. And if you remember back in, I believe, January, he had entered the transfer portal, and Matt Rule convinced him to stay. Matt Rule even talks about the story of convincing him. He saw that Jamari entered the transfer portal, and Matt contacted him and was like, "Hey, we like you. What are you doing?" Hey, no, we like you. And that worked. So, and I think that he's just getting a lot of pressure when he's in there. He's had a couple sacks on the year, but he's just involved a lot, and he's looking a lot more like that prototypical edge rusher who can drop into coverage. So I think most improved Jamari Butler is a good pick.
It's a good pick. I thought you were going to pick Ty Robinson just because
Well,
you used to scream at him.
I know. But to be fair, that defense at that time wasn't gap sound anywhere. I would point at Ty because he's the front of the line and he wasn't being gap sound, but they all weren't being gap sound. So yeah, you could definitely point at Ty for most improved. But I just think it's obvious right now that Nash is having a more productive year than Ty. I just think I don't think Ty's bad. I think he's good. But I just think right now it's obvious. The only play I can think of Ty this year, he had a couple QB pressures, a couple QB hurries. But anyway, yeah, so those are our awards. As far as special teams, can you think of anything special teams wise? MVP, no. Brian Buscemi. No. MVP of the special teams? I'll tell you exactly who it is. It's Timmy Bleakroad. It's Timmy Bleakroad. That's who's the MVP because he hasn't missed one kick. He hasn't missed one kick, and he had the fake field goal that went for a first down. So he's the MVP. Buscemi's been relatively consistent, but has had a weak year so far. I think he has the ability, and I think he'll get it turned around, but he's had a relatively weak year for him so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. No, but yeah, nothing too special about special teams this year.
No, not
But
at
nothing to make you throw the remote at the TV either.
Yeah.
There's some misses here and there, but you have a freshman
Coverage has
kicker.
been
What are you
good.
gonna do?
Shout out to the coverage. Coverage has been
Coverage.
really good.
No,
We've
I would say
had
that.
one error and it got called back.
Yeah.
That was against Louisiana Tech. I believe they returned one, but it got called back. So
Yeah.
besides that, they've been very rock solid on coverage. So
Yeah.
please go ahead and like that video and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate the support that we get from you guys, and we're hoping to continue growing. Blake and I enjoy talking about Nebraska football on here, and we hope to get more and more support as we continue to grow and as the Huskers continue to get better. So give us that support and catch our podcast on all platforms. Also, subscribe to us on Twitter, or X as the people want to call it, at @CHusker_corner, and go follow our Instagram, Cornhusker Corner. Thanks for watching.